What's happening, Gemini? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, kind of switch things up a little bit. Some technical difficulties, but that's the nature of my problem. I'm happy you're here. Thank you for your subscriptions, your likes, your shares. You're keeping this guy growing, and I'm gonna be adult and I'm going to be able to make full sentences and be an adult before you know it. For those of you who are new, ignore that first section. I have it together, and you are in for an exciting journey. I'm happy your higher self has brought you here. Now, what I'm going to be doing this week is a tarot card reading for the week of October 30th through November 5th. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So, that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. I made some new friends this weekend, so we are ready to get down, Gemini. I'm going to be pulling 15 cards. They're going to be in 5 groups of 3. The middle group is... middle group might not be happening. There we go. The middle group is going to represent the nature of your problem. The upper left and upper right hand corner are going to represent some future outcomes you might be considering. The bottom left is going to be some perspectives you might be thinking about in relationship to the nature of the problem. And then finally, the bottom right will be whatever messages your higher self would like you to know. And in case you all were curious, I'm using Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. The imagery on these cards are really cool, so I'll make sure to show you those all throughout. But without further ado, higher self, what do we have in store for Gemini this week? Let me get your cards pulled, and then we'll get to it. Oh, I like that. All right, well, I like that too. All for it. On the plus side, for those of you who are returning, get a better view. Oh, there's your friend. See, look at that. Even when... Oh, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself, Gemini. Let me get your cards dealt. But hopefully, this view, you get a better view of my cards. So we'll see. Let me know if you like this view. Maybe I'll make this more of a permanent thing, or definitely invest in that bigger table. We'll see. Sky's the limit, Gemini. All right, let me stop talking about this. You didn't come here to listen to my problems. This is about you right now. Let's go ahead and figure out what's going on in the Gemini party. Okay. All right. I'm with it. Yeah, I'm so with it. Gemini. Yeah. For the nature of your problem, look at that. The Fortune card. And then the cards that came along with it, the 10 of Swords and the 2 of Disc. Love it. The Fortune card. So we are looking for, I feel like we're looking for a win this week, Gemini. We've been chasing after the sun, and look at that, sun's moving around. Can't seem to escape that sun. I really love that. This is gonna be our thing, Gemini. But now, now that we've been finding those little pockets of sunshine, now we're trying to get our fortune. Maybe we've been feeling kind of down on our luck lately, and just been kind of, putting some stuff out there in the universe. Like, universe, I think I'm ready for a change, I want to put, I'm ready to start manifesting some good stuff, start getting that abundance. Justin keeps talking about this happiness that is coming. The sun's all over the place. I'm ready for it, universe. Well, the universe has heard you. And you know what? I know this I know this won't resonate for all of you right now, but I definitely wanted to, because I want you all to find that fortune, just like I wanted you to find that sunshine. But the thing with the Fortune card is, what I like to say with this card, it's one thing to ask for this stuff and to manifest these things. You're like, okay, I want this stuff, and then the universe is just like, there you go. What you gonna do with it? Because that's the thing with the Fortune. I had to pull this card for this in order for that to happen. The Fortune didn't just fall out the deck, unfortunately. We got to go out and get it. Because the universe it'll put, when we ask for it, the universe is going to give. But it's just like, how much do you want it, and what are you going to do with it when you have it? If you're just going to let it sit, then okay, All right, it's just gonna sit there and bask in. Maybe it'll get a little sun before it moves on to the next person. That's gonna that needs to take advantage of this thing. But that's not to say that fortune's just gonna run away if you miss it, Gemini. It's to say that when it's ready for you, you just know. There's this thing, there's just this feeling in you. Everything, all the stars start to align. Everything just falls into place. You get to this point where you're not just manifesting it. You manifest it and then you take action. And then your everything just kind of lines up. Your body just intuitively just knows how to get to this good fortune. And it's gonna come with that practice of manifesting, and then follow through with, okay, you put that out there, now let's see your actions match your words. Don't make sure that you're what's that saying, don't write a check your mouth can't cash, or something along those lines. Let's make sure that we're cashing in on this fortune here. And this is nice that I like that the Ten of Swords popped up here. This is one of your cards. This is the Sun in Gemini. And I feel like this card ultimately for me is just getting over any sort of delusions, the into faulty reasoning, all of that. Spiritually, it's getting that clarity. We see the things that have been getting us down, that has been getting in the way of us getting our good fortune, and now it's time to act on those things again. You can stay in this energy that's going to lead you ultimately to ruin, because that's what's at the bottom of this card here. And what better way to lead you to ruin than to not get your fortune, to believe those things, that you're not great, that you don't deserve this, that you don't deserve, good fortune, sunshine, Six of Wands, victory. You got a lot of good stuff here. There's an Emperor over you can't see him. There's an Emperor on the horizon. You got some really big, really good energy, but you got to get out of your way first. First and foremost, make sure that your mentality is in the right place. That we're keeping that positive mindsets, because you keep that going and keep that going. That's how this good fortune comes on. That's how these changes happen. Yep. Let's just go ahead and get into it, because this is the Two of Disc is my card of, this is getting used to that ebb and flow of life. Because it's going to keep coming. There's going to be times of great fortune, and then there are going to be times of Ten of Swords. But when you find that happy medium, changing things up a little. Okay, when you find that happy medium in there, there's nothing that can't be achieved, because now the phrase has been, really the last month has been, let's be go from being reactive to proactive, and that's where this energy is getting us here. This is a very proactive way of going about the nature of your problem this week, Gemini. We got our eye on the prize. We're going to address these things, and then we're going to start changing, and we're going to get comfortable in this change, so that all this stuff kind of molds together here. And you know what? Let's start talking about some future stuff here, because in order for us to get really comfortable, once we get in this comfortable change, it's going to require a little bit of Three of Disc, a little bit of Hangman, but look where it's going to get you, to that Emperor energy. Now with the Three of Disc, this is my card of work. That you got to put in the labor to get the, if you actions, these are the actions that are going to match your words to get to this fortune card. Because the Three of Disc, it's about getting that gain. It could be for like business acumen, all of that, any sort of like, and if it's something that requires like a little bit harder work, it can represent hard work. This is one of Capricorn's cards. How Capricorns could be. They want to work hard. And depending on the size of the fortune that, and I won't say just fortune, like as far as like just money, but like however abundance and fulfillment that you're looking for, it's going to require, everyone's ideas of that is very different, and it's going to require different levels of work. So that can be also too, to remember, don't compare yourself to other people. Everyone's journey is different. Just because such and such got their fortune last week doesn't mean that you've missed out on your fortune. Yours just requires a little more work. And imagine what kind of work that it's going to, or the reward that you're going to get from what you poured into it. And That's interesting too here that the Hanged Man is here, because my Hanged Man is a card of redemption through sacrifice, new perspectives. You know, just ultimately doing like doing some introspection. You know, some soul searching. This is putting in that work again, because that kind of change, getting used to that fluctuation, all of that, that is not easy. And so maybe for some of us it has been the cost might be a little bit higher than, you know, maybe it seems like for most. But again, don't compare it to other people's. Everyone's journey is different. And I tell, and I don't remember if you had the Hanged Man last week, but every time a Hanged Man pops up, no, you're not hanging alone with this. I'll come kick it up there with you until you're ready to come down. You know, we're all in this together. And I feel like once you remember that and keep that fresh perspectives, you know, keeping that ending, we're getting out of this. We've been thinking about this. You know, we've been figuring out what's been holding us back from getting into this, so that we can channel this Emperor energy, so that we can get our power back. We can claim our domain, because this is a card of victory, of authority, of power. You know, real, you know, just very strong energy when the Emperor comes in. This is a confidence card that, you know, this is I love what. Whom better to receive a reward after all the work that they've put in than the Emperor? You know, because we're all emperors. That's the beautiful thing. These aren't gender specific readings. So whenever I'm calling you an emperor, I mean that. I don't care, man, woman, child, you know, whatever. You can probably speak better than I am at the moment, and you're an emperor. On top of that, look at how powerful you are, Gemini. That's incredible. And I feel like once you remember, oh, you know what? That's gonna lead me perfectly over here. Once you remember that, and we've gotten, you know, taken this time to reflect, doing all this good work, getting used to that change, we're gonna get to this side where we are basking in our Ten of Cups, our lovely, lovely friend the Sun, and the Six of Wands. Now with this Ten of Cups, this is a cups of just, the cups in general have to deal with, they represent water, and I like that these are more for like emotional matters. So anything that's going to bring you any sort of like emotional fulfillment, like emotional abundance, joy. That's what this is like. We are filled to the brim with fulfillment, and we just need to it's time to take that energy, and we're just going to share that and spread that love all around, because we figured out our sunshine. It's getting a little less elusive now. First it was the nature, moved a little to the left, and now it's just bouncing around, Gemini. Now we're just having fun with it. I feel like I love that this keeps popping up, because now I feel like, you know, the message is now coming through. Now we're having a lot of fun with it. You know, we're getting into this really joyful time, and now that we can spread that joy even further, because look at that. It moved from over here to over here. Now, who do you think needs some energy over that way, Gemini? Let's go ahead and spread some of that way. Let's spread some of this love, this victory, because that's what this whole thing is. This is a win. You know, the Six of Wands is about balanced energy. It's about love, victory, gain. I love the Six of Wands. And you know, this is like you're everything is where it should be. Your energy is in line. You know, mind, body, soul, we're just exactly where we should be. So I really like this, Gemini. This is one of those things. Definitely this week, we're getting so we're basking in this Gemini. We're having fun while we're doing it. So keep that energy going, because that's what's going to make this fluctuation, you know, just easier to deal with. Again, how we become that proactive. Throw a little fun on it. Throw a little love on it. You're going to be filled to the brim, drowning in abundance and fortune. And I tell you what, that's where I want to be at too. So let's go ahead and let's go get them. You know, you got this, Gemini. Okay, now let's move on to some perspectives here. Okay, we're moving right along. Now with some perspectives, pull the Hermit card here, the Princess of Disc, and the Nine of Wands. And I like this too. So this kind of ties in with my Hangman here. The Hermit is a card of kind of like getting that divine inspiration, illumination from within. You know, that I'm pretty sure. Didn't we do this last time, Gemini? Where we took that time and we were thinking about our changes. We were thinking about these faulty reasonings. We were coming to that clarity, you know, realizing that we do have that beautiful, beautiful sun that we just want to spread to everyone. Absolutely. You know I love doing that. I think you just know that I love doing that. But and you know what? As long as if you want to stay here, okay, because it's always fun. You know, and and I say that too with this hermit. I was gonna say, well, meditation isn't fun. It's absolutely fun. Getting that, finding that quiet, finding that divine inspiration from within, that light within you that all of us have from within. That is absolutely fun, and this should be, you know, this should be a time to be celebrated because once you've gotten that sun and you realize that, and now we've gone from finding pockets to forming our own. Let's go spread that. Let's go spread that out. Remember I was talking about spreading that love with that six of wands there? Whom what better figure than the Princess of Disc to spread this energy? Because well, let me preface with for some, only for some, if we're expecting a little one or we're thinking about little ones, congratulations. Or this is a, you know, this might be a good time to start thinking about that because this is I've been getting a lot of been getting some Ace of Cups, Princess of Discs. It's been seems a very fertile season going on. And if we're not looking for babies, watch out. You know, let's be mindful. But ultimately, when I talk about the Princess of Disc, she's my card of fecundity, and that just means that she has so much life that she wants to give, and she's gonna pour all of this life into this scepter here, and then the ground is all lit up here because she's taking that sun and all this love and emperor energy, and she's about to blow this whole, well, not blow it up in the sense like literally blow it up, and that there's gonna be so much abundance in this forest that you're not gonna be able to bring, no one's gonna be able to assault this area because it's just nothing but love and joy here. Thanks for the save, girl. And then we can get to this Knight of Wands energy, where we have like our strength again, where we got our strength back. Because normally with this card, this is like one of my recovery cards. So for some, you know, take it as it resonates. We might need to gather our strength back up for this, you know, before we're getting ready to go back out and get this fortune again. But this can also be too. This is that force, you know, the Nine of Wands can be that driving force to go and spread this sunshine. You know, after you've taken this time, you've gotten your strength, you've gotten a game plan. Now you can take this energy and just go with it, because this is the moon in Sagittarius. So, you know, this is, you know, Sagittarius. They're the archer. You know, we're getting our mark, and then I'm making a bow right now. You can't see the whole thing, and then we're getting our target. So I do feel like that whole thing to say is to just go out. You know, once you feel like you're in a good place, you know, you're rested, you're ready to expend some energy. You know, make sure we're good here first before we going out to give some. But once you're out there, I say go spread it. You know, go make that happiness, and let's go make that abundance available to everyone. Because I know, I mean, this has been a fun journey so far with you, Gemini, going through this thing, and I would love other people to embark on this with us. You know, let's start a sunshine hunting team. You know, let's let everybody go out and go find this happiness, because this is a good place to be. I really like the shift of energy here. We're growing each week, and this is all signs. You know, I really do feel like this is a time to really kind of come together, get like these kindred spirits all together, and really do some good stuff out there. And you know what? If you don't believe me, listen to what your higher self has to say, because all that energy I'm talking about it's talking about the Ace of Wands here, Queen of Swords, and the Five of Wands. Now, with the Ace of Wands, This is exactly what I was talking about, that energy to go spread out, because now I feel like, for some, once we've taken that time, taken those gone through these moments of introspection and our heads in the right place, what better seed to plant than the Ace of Wands, because this is the root of fire. The root of the power, root of, let's try it one more time, the root of the powers of fire. And it's just about vigor, just mad energy. We're just ready to, we're ready to, I mean, blow up is not the right word, but I mean, come on, this is such explosive energy. I just want, when I'm thinking of stuff blowing up, it's like boom abundance, boom abundance. that's my, we're dropping abundance. We're just dropping abundance. That's all, and we're understanding that. Oh, maybe, because with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is about that coming to that clarity. She is the liberator of the minds. And if you think she's kidding, literally. But she's like my card of check your feelings at the door. And I say that just because she's sitting on a throne of clouds here. And if her head is weighed down with this Ten of Swords energy, even this like Five of Wands, which I'm going to talk about in a second, if this is weighing down on her head and all this stuff, bet you she's going to fall, and that does not make for a happy queen. Queen of Swords is not about that. So she's, this is really about, making sure that your head is in the right place, that you're really considering all of these, all the things that are going to help you achieve the fortune, and leave the rest, like I tell you at the beginning of these readings. Take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Because do you really need to take this head with you? No, I'll find somewhere to put it. Don't you worry about it. And no, I don't have heads just lying around. But just for the sake, you know what I mean, Gemini. Stay with me. You're getting off track. Five of Wands. It's frustrating, isn't it? I'm kidding. But this is a card of frustration. So if we're having trouble, maybe for some, it's, we've been kind of frustrated for a while. But again, I do feel like with these two energies coming here, this Queen of Swords and this Ace of Wands energy, this is coming to an end. This is becoming a lesson. This is showing you that, okay, sure, frustration happens sometimes. Like, you remember how we were looking for sunshine and it just moved over a little bit? That can be a little frustrating sometimes, because it's like, well, like, what are you doing, son? It's spreading it around, and it's helping you see that, bring a new perspective into your life. Just another strength waiting to be discovered. That's what these cards are. Anytime these mindfulness cards, that's one of my mindfulness cards. Anytime these cards come up, this is not a time to like cower away and to give up and to, oh, well, maybe the sun's not meant for me. Maybe I'm not. No, it is absolutely meant for all of us. We can channel that. We have that power, but it's about coming to that. I feel like we're in a good place. I'm going to go ahead and shift over. Now that's, I hope this, I want this to resonate with all of you, but hopefully it definitely resonates with some of you. This is a good time, again, just to kind of bring this all home. Don't let these two get in the way of your good fortune. You're stronger than that. You got that clarity. You're going to Queen of Swords it. You're going to Emperor it. We're going to even Princess of Disc it, so that we can get to that fortune, which I take all of, well, I won't take all. I'll take all my abundance and sunshine. So let's go get it, Gemini. But yeah, I do. I hope that resonates with you. Please like, share, subscribe, all those great YouTubey things. And for a clear picture of you, and to help some of you who might be, we're still kind of stuck in here. Because remember, you are not alone in this. Even when you might need to take some alone time to deal with this. But no, I'm cheering for you in the background whenever I'm just like, Gemini. Yeah, that's me rooting you on. So keep that in mind. But all that to say, if you want a better picture of yourself while you're meditating, check your moon, check your rising. And this week we are checking our Mars, because Mars is in retrograde this week. And how do I know that? Because of Celestial News Weekly. Yeah, that's how we are aware of what Mars is doing and how we stay on top of that, stay on top of our fortune, and so that we don't get lost in these Ten of Swords because we are aware of how the planets are affecting us. Ain't that right, Gemini? I feel like these I feel like these celestial news are a little light this week just because this camera stuff's got me a little discombobulated. I even feel like I'm on a tilt. We're not going to talk about it. It's fine. What we are going to talk about is that Mars retrograde, though, because that started today on the 30th, and it is going to be on until January 12th. So we'll, let's not. I say really just for life, let's not fight, but definitely for this period of time, let's try to keep conflict down to a minimum. Because what Mars is about itself, it's a planet that it's a planet for like our outward drive, our activity, our sex drive, our aggression, anger, frustration. That's all in Mars's wheelhouse. So this is, and with it going into retrograde, we might find ourselves a little prone to that. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, where'd you go? And I love that. Oh, how funny. See, look at that. We're so happy I can't even find the frustration. We might be a little frustrated this week. Well, not this week. Wouldn't that be nice if it lasted just a week through this retrograde season? But that being said, it's even though these feelings of like turmoil and all these like really kind of negative things, Mars, you might think like, well, what are you doing, Mars? Why would you do that to us? It's to kind of help, for some of us, and I won't speak for all, but I know sometimes Gemini. I have a Gemini moon. We've talked about this. I know sometimes we can have a mouths can get ahead of our brains sometimes, and we might say some things. Not to say that we can be a little glib in how we deliver things, and it might come across a little thoughtless. Little cuts. We might be Queen of Swords and get for no reason, and checking everybody else as opposed to checking ourselves. So I feel like this is a time to just kind of be mindful of that. Instead of having that sort of like knee jerk reaction of just like, oh, nothing is going right, flip table. No, let's just take this time like, okay, this isn't quite going how I planned. How can I make this work to my advantage? Because there's got to be something we can do here. And I feel like once you get that groove, Mars retrograde ain't even going to be a thing, because that's ultimately what Mars wants. It's trying to shake you all over the place and get you a little screwed up a little bit, just because it wants you to grow. So just keep that in mind while we're going through this retrograde. Now, next order of business on November 1st is going to be the first quarter moon. And this is kind of a time to just think about coming into our, where'd you go, buddy? Coming into our emperor energy. Really becoming strong and to adapt to the tasks that need to be completed. You've planted that. Where is everyone? You've planted that seed at the new moon. Let's say we got that. We've meditated, and then we got I tell you, I need 8 arms. I think it keeps growing. But with we've gotten that. We've started that. Lost my train of thought. Help me, girl. We've planted that seed from the new moon, and now we're at our first checkpoint where it's like, okay, where's everything? Are things going as planned? What do I need to tweak? Is what's not serving me a purpose? Okay, this hasn't been working. Okay, let's just maybe not even cut it out. Maybe we need to shelve some things. Okay, because it's like we still end game. We gotta think about all these things. So this is the time to just make sure that we're just checking in to make sure that we're on the right track. That we're not deviating away from our mission, and that we're also, I feel like too, while you're doing that, make sure you show yourself some compassion. If something isn't quite working out, or maybe you might need to switch your camera angles up or do whatever you need to do. Just roll with it. Have fun with it, because there's Like I said, there's beauty in all these little imperfections. We just gotta look for them. Now, so that's main stuff with the news. The news is kind of light, so I'm gonna get into a few aspects, and then I'm gonna get you out of here. Gonna be kind of a short one this week. I normally keep you really long, but I think I'm gonna keep you at a reasonable time today. Now, with we got three things going on. They've been going on for a little while, at least from last week, but they're going to be going strong at least until this week and probably a little bit longer. So, first one is Jupiter is conjunct with Neptune. And when any celestial body is conjunct, that's like the strongest bond, like strongest blend of energy that two celestial bodies can have together. So, bet the energy is really nice. And with Jupiter being conjunct with Neptune, this is really a big like creative time. So if we've been thinking about starting anything that requires any sort of like big imaginations or like um just if you're really just been, let's say, if you work with music or with art or with writing or anything like that, this is that time because the energy is so rich with that intuition, that inspiration. That's what I'm looking for, and that imagination. This is that time to really kind of and even if it's not like your main way of doing things, find sense in that. If it's not your main way of operating, that still doesn't quite make sense. Maybe doing it as a side thing is what I'm trying to say. Pick up. If you haven't, if it was something, let's say you used to like journal quite a bit, but you kind of life got a little busy, kind of put that to the side. Pick a journal up, write something down, write yourself a little short story, or just for fun, because sometimes those kind of things can be kind of cathartic, and it'll give us that renewed drive to deal with Ten of Swords when they come at us, because it's like sometimes it's when things don't seem fun, it's just because we're not putting the fun in, or we're not doing anything fun in the meantime while we're grinding. So take this time to indulge in your creative side, to really kind of get back in touch with that, because this is going to be, like I said, this energy is good going forward. I mean, look at this. Got some look at the creativity I did. We're getting there. Now I don't know how this look. Well, moving on, Gemini. We're not going to stay on the negative. We're here. Everything's good, because that's what matters at the end of the day, and we're happy. That's all that matters. Now, two more things. Saturn is squared Uranus. Now, when celestial bodies are squared one another, the energies are going to be a little more conflicting. So it's gonna need gotta get a little creative. Well, which good thing we have all this creative energy, because we're gonna need to get a little more creative about how we're gonna integrate this energy into our lives, because this is a time, there's this need to want to break, kind of get out with the old, in with the new, whether that be by forcing it, or no, I should say, I should start over is what I should do. It's a time for out with the old, in with the new. Some of us welcome that change with open arms. Some of us are just like, no, I'm in a good place. Why do I need to change? It's one of those things. With this energy coming in, for both sides, whether we're like, I want the change, give me all the change, or you're like, no, I think I'm pretty good. I say for both, just welcome the change as it comes. Never force it, but don't reject it. Because it's gonna come in. It's just coming in. We're just doing a little housekeeping. It's just like, you haven't used this for a while. We're just gonna move this to the side. We're just gonna, look how pretty this looks. Isn't this nice? We love it. So that's what this energy is about. So just keep that in mind. Again, just for a while, just while we're going through this at least for the next week or two. These energies are going to be going strong. Lastly, we have Jupiter is sextile Pluto. And when things are sextile, the energies are flowing well together. We are blending. It's so nice. Not quite as strong as conjunct, but equally groovy. And with this one, where'd you go? Stop hiding. This is about channeling our Emperor energy. because this is, and it's like coming into that, you know, you're really feeling a sense of power, command, and like influence in your life. And then there's that need to look for other kindred spirits, other people who are channeling their emperor energy and doing their things that are making them happy. And I like to say too, especially with Mars being in retrograde, this is less about finding people, because I'm not going to say that competition is unhealthy, but I feel like this is less about finding like someone to compete with, and this is more about someone. Okay, you're an emperor, I'm an emperor. Now, how can I help you keep this emperor? How can I help elevate you? And then you he asked me the same thing. Now, what can I do to help elevate you? And that's what we're doing. We are elevating, you know, as a team, not as a, okay, this one's, I'm going to be top dog, and then you all get there when you get there. Because you're only, you know, we're not meant to just operate by ourselves. You know, we can definitely, there are times where we might need to have a little alone time, do all those things, but we work better as a team. You know, and when we can get more like-minded people doing the same things that we're doing, you know, helping spread that happiness, that sunshine throughout our world, you know, then we go from merely surviving to thriving. And who doesn't want to do that? You know, we're done just surviving. We're going to flourish. Princess of Disc. We're going to take this energy and it's going to be abundance. Just abundance. You remember those abundance pockets we're going from sunshine pockets to abundance pockets. Just boom. I love it. We're gonna need different kind of pants, Gemini, with all these pockets that we're forming. All right. You know what? That bad joke definitely is going to get you your surprise card, and then it's going to get you out of here. So let's see what's going on here. Nice. Success. Six of disc. This is my card of, you know, getting that win, that gain, that whatever abundance looks like to you. Oh, can you see that with that glare? Look at that. Your sun's so bright, it's casting a glare on your success, and it's just reflecting out to the world. So let's do that this week. And this week going forward, let's just take all this energy, because this is what the answer for all that is success. You know, that's where our end game is getting at. Our end game is the sun, which is a win. Which I'm gonna keep chasing my tail. Go get it, Gemini. Go get it. Make those strides. Do that. Spread that happiness, and I will catch you on the next one later.